Vucevic nearly backed it in. LaVine the rebound.
I think he came down for an offensive rebound, just felt some discomfort. And I think after that he tried to maybe play a little bit and was dealing with some pain in his knee and just didn't feel quite right.
I don't know the severity of it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
He's not traveling with us tonight. Having an MRI tomorrow.
And Steph Curry didn't have a sneaker on.
But LaVine got hurt on the play before the layup, and he fouled so he could get out of the game.
That's all the news I've got. I don't know how severe it is or isn't. I think the MRI will tell a lot tomorrow.
And here comes Kobe White. All the way! Oh!
Was that game a good cure for boredom?
Yes, was.
The Movado last minute of tonight's game, and DeRozan hits! Ball's gonna fire it away, and connect! Ball, McKinney! Chicago zone! Chris Fleming acting as the head coach. This is his first time as an acting head coach.
Do you have any plans to celebrate this one? How will you enjoy this one?
I think we're all kind of relieved we got this sailed the ship into port without Billy. We just want to get this one for him, knowing how bad he wants to be here.
Throws it behind the back to cash in.
You hear the MVP chants, deservingly so.
Here's the Vucevic screen. LaVine to Vuce, fires away, banked it in!
Oh my!
The Bulls come away with a victory tonight, their first 5-game win streak in 4 years, and they'll try to keep it going on New Year's Eve against the Pacers. DeRozan to win it! Goal! DeMar DeRozan delivers!
DeRozan spins far quarter for the win. Got it again! DeMar DeRozan, Happy New Year! Back-to-back game winners!
Right! You can drive home safely, Chicago. Beat
For the 8th consecutive time.
Both him and DeMar should be starting in the All-Star game.
I'm happy, with the fact that these guys' hard work, they've been able to win 9 games in a row. But, you don't want to necessarily get wrapped up on, hey, you're on this win streak. But I think you want to really get more wrapped up in what do we have to do to continue to get better and move closer to the team that we really think we can be.
The Bulls' 9-game win streak is in the books.
The outbreak that we went through in the month of December actually started with the league-mandated surveillance testing that came off of Thanksgiving weekend, where the league required every team for a period of 3 to 5 days to conduct daily COVID testing. And on the 3rd day of that, November 30th, our first player, Kobe White, returned a positive COVID test. And because of that, the league then extended the mandatory period for us for an additional 7 days, and that just started a domino effect.
Arturis and Mark have done a great job identifying some players that could come in on 10-day contracts and help us.
The hardship exception, it allows us to sign a player to a 10-day contract, essentially. With COVID and all the challenges that it's presented for us in our roster, we've needed to use that exception a couple times this year to bring in guys to help backfill the roster and provide us with players to help us compete on a nightly basis.
For his first points, got it!
Pat Conley, who's our VP of Player Personnel, and the scouting group, they're monitoring free agents around the league throughout the year. And Alfonso McKinney's name came up time and time again.
And here's McKinney, knocking it down.
He's come in here and he's earned a spot. And, here's a local kid, tremendous story. It makes you appreciate his grind and everything that he's gone through.
Man, to be honest, the biggest dream come true. I'm a West Side kid. I grew up on the West Side of Chicago.
Chicago zone!
Watched the Bulls growing up. So just being able to come out and, just compete on the highest stage in my hometown, it's been surreal, to be honest.
Alfonso's been terrific. I think as you get older as a player, you learn a little bit more. And, for him being in the G League and believing in himself that he can play in the NBA and be a guy that can contribute to a team, he's been a great addition. He's one of those guys I think is really appreciative of the opportunity to be able to come home and play for the Chicago Bulls. It means a lot to him personally.
We kind of see him as a versatile wing who can come in and make a shot, or he's a switchable defender. He can guard multiple positions, and he's a great kid. He brings, toughness and grit and a competitive nature that, has fit in well.
Each positive test or series of positive tests sort of begat the next round of what the league would call enhanced testing. It was reminiscent of last year when we went through a couple of issues like this where we were literally testing every 12 hours. We're doing a morning collection and an evening collection. As we've come to learn more, the CDC and the NBA have both sort of made modifications in their protocols. The CDC, I know, has now lowered it to 5 days. The NBA is following a similar pattern, but you do have to return some very specific target numbers with those cycle thresholds. And they have to sort of, re-ramp up their physical activity. Otherwise, you're putting them in jeopardy of having a soft tissue or joint injury, and that's a really big deal to us too. So.
It's not one of those things where we're being careless. This is our jobs on the line. Everybody's wearing their mask. Everybody's trying to keep their distance and do everything they can.
When I went into health and safety protocols, it was right after Christmas. I actually had tested positive, I think, on December 23rd. Really what I try to do as a coach is to make sure that we kept it as consistent as possible. And I wanted to try to help the staff as much as I could, during that time, but also wanted them to make decisions. And I think Chris, did a terrific job. I think the staff did a terrific job. I mentioned this after I came back. I think the blessing for me is to be able to have a guy like Mo Cheeks, who has been in this league for 40 years as a head coach and as assistant and Hall of Fame player. Have him on the bench. I think the fact that John Bryant moved from behind the bench in front of the bench and gave support. Josh Longstaff, who'd been in the front, everybody had to pick up more responsibilities. Chris and I kept in very, very close contact all the time. I would throw out ideas, things that I'm seeing. But really, once the game starts, you got to let those guys do their job as coaches. And I've got a lot of trust in them and a lot of respect for them. And I just appreciate in a very difficult time that they all stayed together. A lot of times we talk about players with this COVID, that they got to kind of be ready and they got to be able to handle what's coming at them. I think it's incredibly important that our staff model that behavior as well. And I was just really proud the way they all work together and help one another.
I think to a man, it's impacted all of us in different ways. So, we've dealt with it, we're dealing with it, but I think what we've been able to do is not use that as an excuse. And we've come in here and tried to provide our players and coaches with the best environment to win games. And despite COVID and all the obstacles that it's brought, we've continued to power through and make best efforts to deal with it.
Turnover by Harden on the first possession for the Nets. 36 seconds in, Derek Jones starting for the 6th consecutive game for the Bulls. He's still down. He did get help to the locker room, but he was putting some pressure on that right leg.
Late in the season, easy baskets are the most valuable thing that you can get.
And then LaVine turns it over. Edwards with the strip. 3-on-1, and Harden the alley-oop pass to Edwards for the slam.
And our transition defense gave up easy baskets. We gave up transition threes, layups, second chance points. We fouled. Those are the easiest points you can give. And we had to fight for all of our points.
Steal by Ball. Numbers 3-on-1 alley-oop. LaVine. Here's LaVine, puts it on the deck, soars to the rim and smashes it. Steal by White in transition, takes it himself and lays it in. Chicago back within 2.
Oh, this is a pretty good basketball game we got going on over here. It's just a team that we beat twice.
No, you get out, Troy. Go, you right there.
We knew they was going to come in here and try to get their get back, and they did what they were supposed to do.
The Nets haven't turned it over this quarter, and Kevin Durant is heating up.
We got to understand. We at the top of our conference. Now we got to be there and show why we're there for a reason. We're going to have to continue to have that chip on our shoulder and, keep fighting for it.
Meanwhile, another turnover. Harden behind the back to Griffin. Wow.
Obviously they're a really good team. Just something to get you a little bit more hungry. We played them really, really tough in the first half. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and They did. They put us to sleep in the third quarter. We've done that to teams before, but we had it done to us tonight.
Good ball movement. LaVine, Vucevic nearly backed it in. LaVine the rebound.
I think he came down for an offensive rebound, just felt some discomfort.
Porter with the steal. Poole finds Looney on the traveler. And an easy bucket for Golden State off the turnover.
I don't know the severity of it. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
He's not traveling with us tonight. Having an MRI tomorrow.
Steph Curry didn't have a sneaker on, but LaVine got hurt on the play before the layup, and he fouled so he could get out of the game.
That's all the news I've got. I don't know how severe it is or isn't. I think the MRI will tell a lot tomorrow.
Ball pushing, stolen by Porter. That's his second steal. DeRozan had it lost off the hand.
Fourth turnover for Chicago.
There's a steal. Kuminga ahead of the pack, goes up and throws it down. Wow.
That's a great play by Kuminga and just careless basketball by the Bulls.
The effort wasn't there. We were step slow, step behind, fouling.
I thought they got away from us. We had a hard time keeping up.
Giving up easy shots, transition.
It goes back to your habits. You can't cure a bad habit in a timeout. You got to build it over a period of time.
It should suck. It should hurt. It should be disappointing. It should be all those things.
Kuminga continues to balloon this Golden State lead. It is now up to 22, its largest of the night.
You got to understand it's going to be a challenge every single night, no matter who we playing. Teams want to beat us now. It sucks being banged up, but who cares? We gotta figure it out. Because we're going to play another talented team in Boston in a hostile environment, and we got to be ready.
Good, optimistic news today. No structural damage, but the Bulls will be without LaVine tonight. Malcolm Hill making his Bulls debut, the former Illini star. And away we go from Boston tonight. It's Ayo guarding Tatum to start the game. Nice backdoor, beautiful feed. Vucevic to Ayo Dosunmu. Flips to Brown, rotation to Ayo, aggressive dive off to Bradley.
Nice pass by Ayo.
Ayo Dosunmu is having a spectacular ball game.
It's great to see. He's been playing very well for us all year long, and it's great when you have such a young guy come in and play like he is. It's a huge addition for us.
Stayed in the game defensively. I thought he played a really excellent game on both ends of the floor.
Ayo Dosunmu, high post Vooch, turns the corner.
Here's Vucevic working on freedom.
Freedom in Boston. There's no freedom in Boston. Right-handed dunk on Ennis Freedom.
Last night, I had a tough night. Didn't play to my standards, but I knew we had another chance today to get better. So I just wanted to come out there and just try to, establish that mentality.
Here's Kobe to DeMar DeRozan on a crossover. Near corner, Ayo for three, and he puts it down. Ayo Dosunmu for three. Timeout, Boston. Dosunmu with 21. And if you don't like Ayo Dosunmu, you don't like NBA basketball.
Down the stretch for Williams.
That's impressive.
So now the Bulls use their last timeout. They can advance the ball down by 2 with 9.7 left.
Ayo holding and looking.
To DeRozan. Double. Vucevic. 3 in the lead. Shot. DeRozan to tie it. No! And the Celtics come back in the fourth to take the lead, and they hold on for the win.
We competed. Sometimes there's pain in all this, but this is what you do when you go through a season. You have to come together and fight and scrap and claw. And I thought today we did a much better job controlling our response.
Hey Bulls fan, for more videos, click here.